One day, a group of high school boys were talking about attending a party that was going to happen during the weekend. Matthew, an 18-year-old boy who's the protagonist of the story, decided that he would rather stay home and study during the weekends. However, his friends, Jamal and Eli, talked him into going. Come on, Matthew, all you do is study. Come with us just this once. I promise we're going to have a good time, says Jamal. Okay then, just this once. A couple of days passed by, and they found themselves at the party. It was around 8 o'clock, and the venue was far away from their homes, in an area they've never been before. So the boys decide to go inside the house and join the fun. An hour or so has passed, and the guys have taken a couple of shots and are in full party mode. I think that girl's looking at you, says Eli. Matthew turns around as his eyes locked in with the girl that was staring him down. She waves at him with a smile on her face as he responds with an awkward smile and looks back at his friends. Guys, what do I do? Says Matthew. What do you mean, buddy? It looks to me like you've already won the game. Just go over there and do your magic, said Jamal with a smile on his face. Matthew decides to go over there and start talking to her. The girl's name was Olivia. She was the same age as Matthew. So a couple of hours has just passed, and Matthew finds himself making out with this girl, having the time of his life, when all of a sudden a guy shows up, telling Matthew to leave Olivia alone. What's your problem, man? Leave us alone and go find your own girl, says Matthew. The guy keeps quiet and walks away. Matthew continues to talk to Olivia. When just a minute later, his dad comes to pick the boys up. Their time was up. It was time to go home. Matthew gives Olivia one more kiss to say goodbye and leaves. He forgot to ask her for a number because he was too drunk. So the following day, Matthew is walking Jamal and Eli back to their homes. They slept at Matthew's house. As they were walking, they came across one of their classmates. I'm glad you got home safely, Matthew. What are you talking about, Kobe? Matthew says. The guy who gave you trouble yesterday returned with a group of guys and was carrying a knife on him. Apparently, there's an unwritten rule around that neighborhood where he refuses to let any other guy talk to that girl. He claimed her as his. Even though she didn't want him, the guy just didn't care. So I'm just glad you're safe, Matthew, says Kobe. The boys all stood there in shock, realizing that if they had stayed any longer, Matthew could have lost his life. Moral of the story: you got to be completely aware of your surroundings, guys. People like that exist, and girls are forced to be in uncomfortable situations where they could get someone killed unintentionally. So be careful about what actions you take and where you take them.